Ndeo, welcome back. More Chukwudi. So, I'm here reading out the content of my diaries. So, nobody actually me concentrated more now in reading and trying to analyze the email Franca Osendre. So, Epe still that email, Borabo, so I don't need to do it again. So, anybody wishing to know what I'm talking about should refer to that email and then read through again. So, anachọrọ m ikwu okwu now gbasara the allegations of failed communication with Joe. So, I want to explain that. I will begin by what has happened in Lagos during the time our mom jiri papa anyị ji kpọrọ our mom were lọ. Ọ nọghị ọdụ before Mike akpọtụcha everybody nọ na inside the house, abandoning our father and mom alone in the house. Mụọ onwe m alọdụọ eshmeshi bata gama jee n'orie jee kpọta nwunye taa osisi ego from mama ya, sister Leticia. Ụdakara ha ebe a nọrọ with our mom and dad. So alọdụọla m back to Lagos kwadokwanụ my own arrangement of traveling. So onye ọbụla lekwara anya ga-ahụ ndị ọbụla jere ala bekee ọ ga-akọ aka n'ala obi ha shi yes anwejiri ala bekee. Onweghị n'ime anyị gashi na ya ji ụkwụ agaga. US awụ ebe eji eji ụkwụ aga, and then Canada awụkwa n'obodo eji eji ụkwụ aga. For Chinedu and Franca precisely ndị ejiri plane from Roto Mohammed Airport land there in Canada. So, but for me, aga m enye a complete detailed explanations of how I was going from border to border. I just were plane were kpọkije from out of Roto Mohammed Airport ụkwa n'ebe ego m gbakọtara ụkwụ were jijikwu. Or hapụkwara him na Yugoslavia or anywhere kwadebe ticket him that where I could afford. From there, maybe we gama. Chukwumebere, today, 12th of December 2025. Ngona kam Finland is the 7th Europe country that I have ventured into by foot. Tagande Nde Zubaram to Finland, Zubaram, I begin to struggle to survive. So, Aba Alam, onye bara yela anya hụ ihe ndị ọzọ mega, ụkwana onye aka shiri ike ga-ehụ ihe ndị ọzọ Nigerians mega, you join them. Aba Alam Finland hụ mbọ ndị Nigerians gbaga. He gbali ya ha rụọ mini job, ha nwadikere ego, ha zụọ one bus, ha je zụọ another vehicle or a car or the cheap. Ha zụọ ya, ha PCCA ya, ha jụọ ya inside all the parts, ha zụọ ya inside the bus. Enwere ike before bus ahụ ejula, enwere ike APCC la ha about 4 or 5 other vehicles with engine and everything, teacher ya there, see luo ya, then ship where to Nigeria. Meanwhile, enwere relatives on into auto parts. So more than when relative no into auto parts. Joe no na Nigeria onweghị any idea gbasara motor mechanics or those kind of things. Onweghị any trade. Mike na Joe no, as soon as Mike of area, ahịa gbasara ego dote tissue paper ekwesu jiri shicho otula were fee ya na Ghana must go were je pay Mike. That money ejile emeghe bara uru. It will never be used to do anything that can bear fruit. Yala Jono, on what to she for how many years before more Lodo from Finland, Joabia meeting. Michael to she Joe, Gamaja retake your GCE exams, ya more passing here of ma. Mokan go and learn panebita, go and learn motor mechanics, go and learn guys know at Alaba, go and learn how to sell electronics. Learn a trade, do something with your life. Boro Stella, Tigea na another evening classes, Castella one thing or the other. Ya runde Yoruba, Oga de Luwine. Michael was in Luwine until you settle Chomunia one by one. That is what I respect about the Yorubas. But ebe ọ na-eluola nwaanyị setụlụ onwe gịnị jụọ nọ with you, jụọ nọ n'ime ụlọ Mike chibororo jụọ ewere aka bama inside mmiri asacha Mazda apatuo ya apata Toyota asatuo ya ya sacha eshiftuo ya apatazia Pajero ya sacha apatuo ọhịji ọrụ ga ya sacha ya bido ya sama ụmụaka ahụ ya zama ime ụlọ ya polishie ya everything Joe was doing. Everything that a houseboy should do, Joe was doing it for Mike. There was no plan of how to be able to reorganize Joe, put him into something that will benefit his life. Chinedu didn't intervene. Franca didn't intervene. Nobody, no son of Umufakaja intervened. Go and settle this guy, do something for him. That didn't happen. So Allah Dualam back in Finland here. Bido, my first effort enweblam resident permit, my own asylum application was still in process. My own asylum application was still in process. Mana manage nwa ndị Nigerians akpọ m mụcha bịa ha shim ji ọrụ ọhịa ha were ego were nye m be were ego ahụ ma gada ego ahụ were jizu otu bọs jebe je azụ electronics ebe ndị ke nwere ego kara meji azụ electronics ya ndị ke ha họrọchara ma select ya were ya jụọ ya inside that bus si duo ya sono ha ji mbe ji send the vehicles out na send the vehicle out kpọọ my ex share na these vehicles were ya jee ebe Mafolukwu ebe Mike bi Joe should be able to ha mee offload the content of that bus na ebe ke Mike. Joe should be able to learn how to begin to trade with electronics. Hang on inside that bus was electronics. So Chukwume Ebere, agam na I continue to send more buses that will contain electronics. Ebe me enweghị any relatives that is into auto parts. So my ex and the boss nyanakwana ya kpanjiri ka jee n'ụlọ Mike na Mafolukwu. I think it was is this Shokpeju Street. Ejedulu ahụ dị agbata gate anya ba the moto there. Mike anọ ya ọhụ ga-abịa kpụọ aka ebe a ga-eme the motor offload. Shoke my ask her report to me, she had no problem. She anya the motor back. He give them apparently the motor with the that is not registered with the goods name. She happen the motor there when he get. The next day, my ex AJ adoye na Mike. Next one, Ejehu, ya gamije adoye na Mike. Daga ru one time, he have report to me that the boss are not here there. Adekwa na Mike anọ kana ya. She ma kpọọ Mike na telefon Chukwu mebiri ya za ihe bido bama ya bachala mba. Okay, no problem. What I did was to petition him, because I him the documents and every particulars of the vote of the transaction. He put the motor now with me. So he released the motor by force. This is your brother. What is your status? He just over Finland in no 6 months. There's a lot to boss. Munaga dragi man. Chineke bakra makebe. Kwenye me ya deria. So emechala ma boya tam. Chukwu emem kwenye bere. Ma bia succeed henyem nyem positive decision. Malodo na nwokanike lo back to Nigeria. She bo na ke otu boss ba jida ba orejime agame bia trust makwa anybody with my own investment. Magana pa moto malo. Mlo mama ma para moto ba ga me otu boss ngaje mpackage otu boss ma pack ya daga package when another one ekwa Chukwu memebere me package cha ya ru 3 ma para ya were lo to Nigeria. So ru that year alolam to Nigeria Joabia nga him no mgbara Mike tam je nọrọ n'itere na-eme business him onwe mgbe anyị shi jo you should have come to help me. She did kedi nya ka ngenyere gị iji na-ere ihe ndị a. No, I didn't care. I didn't bother because a lot of people was around me to help me with the distribution of the things in Palo. But papa nyekwa na anyị instruction of onye tabila anya nwanne ya. This is my brother. nga ho bịara shi anyị na visa to Austria shi okay mụ nọ here amarakwana m ideas about how things goes in Europe. Amala m ego law to be able to do the expenses to Austria. Mashi okay, alohu back. Chukwemebere erela motu boss. Mago ego were kpamajo n'aka. Ego ahụ was more than enough to cover his BTA ticket and then the cost of the visa. So, yeah, I didn't receive thank you from Mike. I didn't receive thank you from Chinedu. I never received thank you for Franca, IK, even my father. Ke papa I can exempt my father because on the no Lagos when they got papa and papa kelela ani chukodi lekwa effort to make it was Joe. My father didn't know and I didn't need to blame him and I didn't need to go to my father and begin to talk about it. No. It ended there. Joe Anramego Relabu Chukwemebere. I confirmed that he used the money because he later contacted me from Austria, named his number. Maybe they started to communicate with Joe. So, muna ya bana ikuku, ma Joe ya kolam she okay, who was asylum application. She okay, fine. She want to move to bido. Chuku game negaka, you will be successful. And some of the guidelines: stay with your stories, do this, stay away from people you don't trust, all those kind of things that will anything that will jeopardize your chances of receiving a positive decision on your asylum application. You should stay away from it. Money I need discuss about this. So that was it until the another time when I communication I sent the Volvo to Nigeria. The Volvo, somebody another the Volvo, I think the same attitude Mike Iji on quite the same attitude of a thief is always a thief. So how about Joe Apriko, Nana that Volvo? Hello, Maju here. All Nebramagba, Agameshege, don't send the Volvo to Nigeria. Don't send any vehicle to Nigeria in your own situation right now. Because the same mistake. I rectified my own quickly by the fact that they quickly made a decision for me to get my residence permit. And I was able to begin to transport myself back to Nigeria to intercept my goods. But your own is not like that yet. But Nigeria, I will help you to find out what has happened to the Volvo. Alodolam to Umagangun started to dig into the Volvo. Mike was involved, Chinedu was involved, and one of the Emma, Dadosina was involved. I didn't need to go deep into what happened. I went back to Finland and returned here and contacted Joe. Near what before Mua Omajo, Mapo Chinedu, Joe Chinedu here with his own understanding and his own take about what happened. Chinedu any charm story. Okay, Joe, lesson learned. Don't try it again. Start to save your money. Don't invest in anything that will involve sending vehicles to Nigeria because you cannot monitor it in your own situation right now. So about communication with Nigeria Gaga. So I understand very fine. After that, I continued to communicate with Joe. The last time Joe received 2 missed calls from me. Joe never responded. That missed calls was still on his phone, not responding to Brother Chukwudi. I missed call, okay? Or the Kwama, that didn't happen. But I'm not taking grudges. Muna Joe enemy to me. Agami tiakam wure egom ndaraho wureji pomayanaka. For Franca to know. Adikwa no to Franca de Kwamboji wureji gwa dia shohunga majiji nyene brother yaka ono Nigeria of air to Austria of air to Canada. Franca do tumboji shi ayanwere enyi nwanyi ogabia bia luo Joe Chinedu agbamamshi ayanwere plan of EJJ arrange a marriage for Joe, for somebody to speed up his own decision to be able to bring Joe to Canada. Franca was in position to do that as a girl. Pay to some ladies to go and because everything in Europe, in Africa is concerned, we are patching up everything, trying to bend the rules in order to be able to succeed. Franca was able to do that. She didn't. Whatever is my own role to be able to assist my brother with Joe, I was doing that. At one occasion, my boy Joe, she actually maybe to Austria to come and see how you are staying. Let me see your situation. Joe, we are no money. I didn't want Anna Celine. She does not need. I have that he will continue to manage. This is for Franca to know. Joe has never been my enemy. Never, Joe, exchange any bad word. Joe Asabela, or even handkerchief from Joe Asabela, Joe could have go to couple me with mom, but that doesn't prevent me. Whatever good I can do it for my brother, I can do it. I did it and I'll continue. Kachineke jia ureji kwa mugo mepela mozonke. Jikwanom mwana mwoku ihu. So allegation Franca ashi Franca na rogidem Chineke jia ureji be kwano moya be kwa her own family. As simple as that. Thank you for listening.